Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Bitcoin price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. We're gonna see the daily for Bitcoin, what's going on and what it might happen next. So basically we have finished our bull run as we mentioned here as a wave 1, and we start of course our bear market as an ABC expanding flat. This expanding flat wave C has left the base channel taken of course from the wave 1 and based on the wave 2 for this impulse as a signal of course that we have finished as this trend toward the upside. Now a new impulse is unfolding of course downward, where we took of course our channeling as well for the base channel here taken from the wave 1 and based on the wave 2. We can see the red channel here of course that the price has exited the base channel right over there, and we start to range somehow outside of course the base channel, meaning of course as a signal of a wave 3 here unfolding toward the downside. Now basically you would like to see in the wave 4, since you have double 1 2 here, wave 3 wave 4 coming back to the base channel, getting some energy, and especially if you have an old base channel here, the yellow one, is gonna be used of course as a resistance, and as we can see exactly this was what we were expecting as well, that we might bounce there and that we might continue the drop down toward the downside here, especially that you have double 1 2 3 4 5 4 and a 5 continuation for lower prices. So basically of course the price right now is exiting again the base channel and going towards of course the acceleration channel one more time here, where we might see of course something much more higher, I would say. We can see even something a little bit more aggressive here if we want to push a little bit higher. I can say, okay, we can keep it there. I think that it is fine there, but the wave 5 might come, yeah, like to this area, to the blue box already, which it might be the target so far. So we gotta be careful if it's gonna be very fast and something very strong. It has started already aggressive yesterday, so it might continue the same way. So we gotta be careful with it for Bitcoin. Now on the daily, of course, what we are looking at as a labeling here is of course our target here, 1.618. Well, as a target, of course, it is a perfect target because it is in confluence with 0.38 for a wave 2, taken of course from the zone 1 here as a wave 2. You would like to hit of course at least the minimum retracement 0.38. Another good confluence in this area is of course technically this support area, where you have a very strong range here for Bitcoin, where I think that it might not break this area. So therefore I think that the price for Bitcoin might range inside this major blue box here between the 62 and the 73k for a wave 2 as an ABC here, and then starting a new bull run towards the 200k for a wave 3. So this is the most possibility, the highest possibility, of course, right now for Bitcoin. What we are looking for, the diagonal, of course, is currently so far, because you need this invalidation to turn into a diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So very far, no need to dive in. And of course, the bullish extended wave 5, which is a potential 1 here, as of course a diagonal 1 and then wave 2. And then pushing for higher. Currently we still of course inside the perfect blue box for a wave 2, but of course if this drop is gonna continue, it's gonna take the 886, which reduce so much the possibility, and of course we might take the low. By taking the low, this of course possibility is eliminated totally from our pocket as bullish. So basically I'm still looking of course for highest possibility here as an expanding flat wave C to unfold of course toward the downside. Let's move inside it on the 2 hours chart here. For the 2 hours chart, of course, what happened yesterday, of course, we know that we have a big 1, 2, and we have several 1, 2, and wave 3 and wave 4. And wave 4, as we mentioned, of course, is 2 possibilities. Of course, it can be something impulsive, or it can be a finished wave C over there, right? So basically, as an A, B, and a C, but yeah, not really nice wave C. Even the ending of it is even creepy. But I would say that yeah, yesterday was of course surprising to see this very crazy price action. But of course it should not be, because our confirmation for lower has been given. Okay, my stop loss, for example, is already there, 90k 300. and 88k 300 as well as invalidation for bullish, meaning of course there is no even ABC toward the upside here. It has invalidate any kind of bullish scenario, meaning of course yeah, we're diving deeper, guys. Okay, we just took it like in a one single drop. So that is yeah, that is of course a huge weakness for the crypto market, what we are looking at right now. But basically, I mean, this is what we were expecting, right? I mean, we are in a bear market, so we have to expect this, of course. Next target, of course, for Bitcoin here. If we want to measure this as a new one, now we got, of course, 1, 2, 3 here, and you're working on a wave 4. This wave 4 as an impulse, well, it might be, of course, finished or not yet. Let's move inside it. Well, not yet. You still need, of course, at least the 0.23 over there to be hit. And I think that the timing here, if we have to count a wave 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, probably this is your wave 5 there. As you mentioned yesterday, okay, it can be an impulse there, but here we go. And the timing required for a wave 4 might need a little bit more range here, okay? So we might need a little bit more time to hit, of course, this blue box first, and then we push for lower again, okay? So this is what I'm expecting, of course, right now for Bitcoin. Let me remove this. Now, if we take a look a little bit wider, so if this is gonna be an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, of course, then it has to be, of course, a start of a bigger impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 again. So if this is the case, or the wave 5, as we mentioned on the daily, is gonna be very strong and aggressive to finish here a wave 5 or in a wave 3 as well, and then 4 and a 5, and then of course finishing up, of course, the major 1, 2 as a 4, 5 as well in the yellow there. So we gotta be careful. If this is gonna be really aggressive, that's gonna be huge, and then we're gonna get, of course, another wave 4 and a 5, 4 and a 5 to finish up, of course, this bear market, guys. Yep. So the things are a little bit, of course, intense, I would say, in the crypto market. They are not like really as calm as we see, of course, in stock markets, for example. So this is a crypto market always, of course, surprising us. However, our invalidation and confirmations for lower are always there for you guys. Please always take it as in consideration, of course, as your stop loss or your take profit. Probably no financial advice, of course, but as you can see today, this has played well, especially that it was tricking us. The market was tricking us here, that it is still kind of like corrective, and then boom. Okay, so a signal was not really given strongly for such a scenario, but at the end, of course, we have always our levels to be watched. If we take a look also closer a little bit at KGT, we can see, of course, a very, very strong 3 bearish signal there, given, of course, they were invalidated until this one, of course, has somehow played strongly, knowing that it is, of course, higher. Now, what do we have on the 5-minute here? We have, of course, a strong divergence for bullish, but I think it might be like invalidated, probably, guys. If we continue the drop, obviously this is an impulse, unless, of course, it's gonna end up ABC. Well, this is a possibility. I'm gonna talk about it. So, what if also, I mean, you know, sometimes the crypto market is very creepy. So if it's gonna transform to ABC, so we still have this possibility, by the way. So we have 3 ways down, 3 ways up, and probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. So is it possible a bigger ABC here in a wave 4 before hitting probably the invalidation, maybe, and maybe like pushing something like this and then dropping down? For Bitcoin, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, 4, and a 5. It might be, guys. So we gotta be careful. Also, I mean, there is a strong divergence here with the bullish, but I doubt it. Okay, I doubt it. It can simply continue lower on the lower time frame. As you can see, 3-minute chart invalidated. The bullish here was directly invalidated with this drop. Yep, so this is what I would like to say. But of course, I mean, it's a scenario. We're gonna watch it as well, but much higher possibilities that we drop down. That was it for Bitcoin. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.